Hello and welcome back. 9 holes left to play at the 2019 European Open, round 4, back 9 on SpinTV, coverage presented by Innova and the PDGA. Seksikäs here with you to see this action. It's Nate Sexton and Jeremy Koling.
If you haven't seen the front 9, what are you doing? Go back, watch that. Do not proceed with this back 9. You need to watch what just happened on the front 9. Ricky throwing incredible shots, getting a little bit unlucky. McBeth, coming from a 5-stroke deficit, is now trailing by 1. He is tied with Eagle, and almost just as impressive as anything else we've seen is Albert Tamm's impressive performance. First time on the major lead card last round, the biggest stage there is, 3,500 people in attendance, and we've just seen the tip of the iceberg as far as the excitement that is yet to come.
Wow. Everybody's still in this thing. Hole 10, par 4, 230 meters, 755 feet. OB down that left side. These guys are going to go distance driver crush. Big hyzer, kind of sweeping left, get as far around that corner as possible. McBeth, a little bit lower than he might want for a huge drive, but I think this is still going to be plenty good. Oh, with a big skip.
Well, yeah, what are you talking about? That's
lovely.
He's in Luna territory there.
Yeah, that's a crush.
I would be surprised if he would go with anything
it
faster.
Skipped more than I expected. That is fantastic.
And this might be the first real glimpse of how impressive this spectator gallery really is.
Yeah, once we get out in the open, they got some room to spread out, and man, it is just like 2-3 people deep for 1,000 feet around the fairway.
Yeah. Albert a bit too wide on that one. He's going to have to probably go with a driver approach, whereas Eagle wants to make his approach as short as possible. It goes really big.
Wow.
Goes low line drive as opposed to the high floating hyzer. And Ricky is
wide.
Flipped this up a bit. I think it's going to be inside the tree that Albert hit.
Big skip. No way.
Doesn't go.
It's OB.
It's out of bounds. Ricky is out of bounds 2 straight holes.
I really didn't think you could be that wide. Like almost hitting that tree and still having the forward carry. That is not good. This also might not be. Oh, it's overstable. I think he's coming back.
He's coming back.
That looked a little too wide to me as well, but great disc selection and angle control, and that's a good shot. What's Ricky got here?
Rick's going the pig, yeah. But that's looking well short. He's in the circle edge range.
Yeah.
But he's going to be putting for a par, whereas McBeth is going to be putting for a chance to either tie things up.
We would expect, pending an approach shot.
We're not there yet.
Eagle's going to be birdieing. We can say that now. We can spin that back one time.
I confused Paul for Albert's approach.
Yeah. Answer this question for me.
10.
Where does this rank
as
we watch Paul approach here with the zone? Where do you think this ranks as far as just best days in the history of the sport of disc golf? Top 5.
Yeah.
The people, the weather, the stage, the players. I mean, this is one of the greatest days in our sport, and we're watching it right now. I mean, I feel lucky to be here. Ricky for par.
And this is going to open up the door for McBeth to take the lead after 10 holes, trailing by 5. He only has 7 meters left. And he's going to make that putt 9 times out of 8.
Up and in. No.
That did not just happen. Those things don't happen unless you already have the wheels falling off, I feel like. That's just an unbelievable break right there. Ricky
is going to be tested here. I mean, he's got a lot of holes left, but man, what a back-breaking spit out right there.
Oh.
It was 2018 Glass Blown Open. Going into hole 16, I was down 1 stroke to Ricky Wysocki and Drew Gibson, and they threw out of bounds. My teammate Simon Lazat took the big hyzer. If I can get the stroke, then I'm going to be up by 1 with 2 holes to play. When the shot hit, I knew that I had an incredible opportunity to capitalize on taking home the Glass Blown Open. I couldn't have done it without my PD2.
I knew things were going to get exciting from the start. I didn't know they were going to get. I don't even know. Like that's exciting, but I'm like lost for words
I know.
as far as like how bad I feel for Rick with that situation, but also like
It's not over. Rick's just got to fight, and he's done it before.
Wow.
It's going to be a tough finish. Hole 11, 120 meters, 394 feet, par 3 with OB everywhere, including the little pond that you just have to get right over the top of.
this coming
McBeth.
in as the second most difficult hole on the course.
I think Paul is putting the hammer down right now.
Catching the tree and staying in bounds.
I don't think that's inside 10 meters, but it's a putt. And Eagles found that corner every single time we've watched him. This looks a little tighter.
And man,
That's in the pond.
and that's why he's been keeping it tight, is to avoid that last clump of trees.
And, we got to give credit where credit is due. McMahon tied for the lead as well. Albert's, make that putt, and he's also right there. It's incredible how these players are all playing at such a high level.
This is a very important tee shot.
Yeah, it is. This needs to get through. Oh, this could be.
Yeah.
Oh, it's perfect. I thought it might be
Beautiful.
short. Fantastic, Rick.
So Eagle will be dropping at least a stroke here.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Paul has a chance to take the outright lead by 2 strokes with a make here.
Gosh, look out, everybody. 15 meters.
He's a shark. Albert is also he's like an Estonian shark.
Yeah, he is.
He's a Baltic Sea shark. Rick in for the birdie. That's a huge putt right there. And Eagle's going to drop a couple back of the pace now set by McBeth. But Ricky and Eagle are tied, second place, and Albert Tamm right there behind them.
Hole 12, par 4, 168 meters, 551 feet through a low ceiling gap as the hill kind of rises to meet your drive, and then it's going to fall away. So these guys are going to go either roller, forehand, or huge anhyzer backhand over the top. Ideally, you want to get as right as possible, really, on the drive to set up that straight shot down to the pin. The green is small, but it's not very dangerous, so you can kind of afford to finish a little right up that hill, use the hill to control the speed.
I think it even affords an opportunity with a good drive to really run your second shot and try to get on the highlight reel.
This is the disc McBeth got stuck up in the tree the other day.
Yep.
A young fan retrieved it for him. I'm not sure what we're looking at. I must have kicked down left.
Either way, it seems like he is out of position. Albert going low forehand. This needs to stay somewhat straight.
I like it going up there to the right.
Way up there to the right? Okay.
I think that's not a problem. Well, it's going to be coming back anyway, but
The only problem with high right that I've found is that the ceiling just continuously gets lower and lower because the tree limbs stay the same height, but the ceiling is rising up there with the hill. And Ricky is doing a good roller. This needs to cut out right.
Oh, but it fights around the tree.
And that is past all the danger, all the low ceiling. That is nothing in the way from there. Rick has put himself in a great position to pick up the birdie on 12.
Eagle 2 inside.
Yeah, and that is going to require some superhuman effort to get anywhere near the pin. You can just see how low the ceiling is.
Big skip.
And this grass, I guess it skips a little bit, but there's just not enough room to keep that as wide as he needs.
Yeah. And Albert going with a little bit flippier forehand.
I like the play.
Should be obstructed, I think, but makeable. I still really don't quite understand where Paul is.
I think he's left of the fairway. It looks like he
got good distance.
Yep.
Oh, but he's not even close.
No, that might have hit some low ceiling. He'll have 16 meters or so.
And here comes Rick.
And
He
like
hits the basket.
wow. And he is certainly running that up with that low-speed pig.
Unbelievable.
Even if he doesn't draw anything, he's only a few meters behind the basket. That was a great effort. Oh, God.
What are we watching?
What is this? What is this? We've seen metal hit from every distance imaginable. I mean, if these shots had gone in, we'd be talking about the most highlighted round in the history of the sport, I feel like.
Oh, no.
And that is another bogey for Eagle. And with Paul and Ricky picking up their birds, you definitely, with those last 4 holes always looming, you don't want to say anyone's out of the mix at any point.
Mm-hmm.
But Rick making up one of those strokes that he was trailing McBeth by, and it's getting tighter at the top, but Eagle's kind of falling back. Albert's still right there in the mix with another great putt. Man.
Hole 13, 182 meters, 597 feet. Another low ceiling gap up over the hill. If you can get your disc to land where you can't see it and still go pretty straight, you know you're going to be out here in the open with just that one big tree to contend with. Just trying to go around it either with the backhand hyzer or the forehand hyzer to set up a putt. There is a little bit of a drop off behind the pin though. If you come in fast, you're probably going to find yourself outside 10 meters. Oh, and Albert hits a branch. A little too high with the drive. That's going to be a tough save, depending how much that rolled into the woods. Oh, this is just a crush.
And isn't it pretty cool that with all the crazy action that we've seen with the 3 Americans, that Albert Tamm has the box?
I was just about to say, I didn't really want to say it on top of his bad drive, but like this guy might be the best player I've ever seen that I hadn't really heard of before this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he is nice kick there. He's coming into the biggest moment he could possibly be in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's ever played in the United States.
Oh man, I can't remember if he played the USCGC last year or not.
Maybe he did, but he didn't make any high groups, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
So this is certainly the biggest moment of his career, and to this point, he's responded just better than you could imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's just going toe to toe with living legends.
Mm-hmm.
Good shot from Eagle. Albert with the backhand putter. Just a little long. He should be fine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'll do.
Mm-hmm. And Rick goes off the hill just a bit. Going to be inside the circle, though. He went off there slow enough, I think. Maybe edge. Whoa.
That is not an acceptable time to miss a putt from that range.
No, his approach needed to be closer, and that putt needed to be better. But after that drive, he really cannot let this birdie get away. Running out of time.
After further review, Albert has not played the USCGC. But with this performance, he keeps this up, he's going to earn one of those 5 USCGC spots.
Gosh, I think he could probably bogey his way home and still earn one the way as well as he's played.
Yeah, you're certainly right about that. And McBeth taking that lead to 2 strokes again. Ricky taps in that putt for par.
Hole 14, par 3, 112 meters, 367 feet over the valley. The creek is casual water, so really no OB to speak of here, save the parking lot long of the basket, but you almost never see anybody throw it there. Turnover backhand or straight to finish forehand. Both great options. We got a little shout out to do real quick.
We can do a shout out in a second. This is the
we'll
easiest hole on the course for the day.
Is it really?
Believe it or not.
That surprises me.
Yeah, we've got a 2.41 average. People are just feasting on hole 14, just eating as much food as they can before they go into the winter hibernation that is 15 through 18.
Maybe people really focus up because they're like, well, we got those last 4 coming. We got to get something done here.
And Eagle has made child's play of this hole all week. Great forehands every time. Albert keeping that thing good. Flipped up. Great effort there.
Big power.
Edge of the circle. That he said not again. In round 3 he skipped down the hill. This time he's catching him. Yeah, that is a good piece of foliage that hit there.
McBeth first to putt outside the circle.
He's just fueled by these moments.
He just sneaks it in. Great putt.
He lives for this moment. It's the only thing he cares about.
He picked the right career then.
Albert knew it right out of his hand.
Just not quite the commitment he needed.
He probably knew that one before he even released the putt.
Rick needs this. I don't believe what I'm seeing right now.
And as Eagle walks up here for his tap-in birdie and Albert will have his tap-in par, now I think is a good time to give a shout-out to Jesse Niemanen.
Yeah. Hole in one.
Hole in one. It's caught on film. If you look on the internet, you'll find it.
Was he on the second card? It was a huge cheer. I know that.
On Chase Card, the player who shot the 12 down, leading the tournament after round 1.
What a week for the young kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hole 15, par 4, 201 meters. 659 feet going downhill to a very small landing zone. These players are going to be attacking the second landing zone over the out-of-bounds creek via the huge hyzer or the straight shot up the middle. It looks like Paul's going huge.
There was a bit of a right to left breeze, and this thing is trying to hyzer down. But yeah, you can see right there that left to right, or that right to left is really pushing anything that has that high right hyzer angle.
But with a 3-shot lead, that's a great spot to go OB. I mean, you can play for par very easily from there.
It is just so difficult. Players have to go something incredibly overstable that at the end of its flight is really digging towards the ground. But to get the distance you need to throw that.
This looks good. If it can keep its height, this has a lot more width. Wow.
Inbound spiking right there. That is a beautiful shot. Rick needs to...
I don't know. This looks too tight.
Yeah, this is... You're going to see that push there, and that doesn't have a chance. But all 3 players are OB on the other side of that island bridge, which makes these approaches a lot easier.
Albert's inbounds, and he's coming for their lunch money, though.
Oh, he's definitely coming for lunch money.
Perfect shot. Nice.
Rick, what's a good shot as well? Albert is blind to the basket, but it's not that far at all. Should be an easy sidearm pitch for him, and he makes good work of that there, just outside bullseye.
Awesome.
Eagle left a little hay on the stack, but able to get the putt over the rim and picking up the par. And Ricky and Paul will do the same, and Albert is going to pick up another stroke on these superstars.
For a share of second place. Pending the result of this putt, we've got minus 33, minus 30, minus 30, minus 30.
3-stroke lead for McBeth. An 8-stroke swing.
And just 3 holes to
and
play.
15 holes at 8-stroke swing. Even for McBeth, the 4-time defending champion, who's won this tournament in so many different ways, I didn't see that being the situation that we'd be in right now.
No. Hole 16, par 4, 222 meters, 728 feet. Playing with the bunker rule. No penalties to be had here. You're just going to be re-throwing from your previous lie if your disc is not coming to rest on the first fairway or inside the hay bales up at the top. Big hyzer. Little short.
Yep, that's an okay shot. Anything across the road is decent. You'd like to be maybe another 10 meters past that, but that is still fine. He is still in position.
McBeth just needs safe.
Yep.
And he's got it. Obviously took something off there that is much shorter than he would usually go, I think.
And not that he will play this hole for par, but he could play par in the last three and win this thing just because of how difficult hole 17 is alone.
Yeah, the birdie finish is I don't know if someone's done it, but probably you could count on one hand the number of rounds that have finished birdie on these holes. Not to say that these guys wouldn't be prime candidates to do it. I mean, I feel like if anyone was going to do it in this moment, you got the three guys on this card have a great chance. I don't think it'll be McBeth just because he really doesn't have incentive to try that hard. Eagle forehand. Oh,
coming up a bit short again.
And another try. Got to put a little more juice behind it, and you think he did. So no penalty if this gets safe. Yes, he should be able to make par. Albert wide with this. It looks like it has the distance. Fantastic shot.
Jeez, man. Who is this guy?
It feels like he's 14 under. I mean, it just feels like he's playing so well.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And there's just certain courses that set up well for people, so we'll have to see how Albert can back this up in future performances. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is called insurance.
Wow. They know how important that one is. This is really, a hole you could kind of have that meltdown on. It's a little harder without the penalties, but you could certainly imagine someone taking a 6.
Yep.
Paul just parks it for birdie.
And Rick here to stay in the hunt for second place.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, that's kind of what he's playing for, it seems like, and Albert parked here.
I wouldn't say it's over for Rick. I mean, birdie. It's easy enough to go par bogey on the last two.
Yeah, certainly.
Birdie could certainly force a tie. Eagle, though, it might be on the outside looking in at this point.
Oh, yeah. Two holes to play. McBeth leading by 3 over Albert Tamm and Ricky Wysocki.
Hole 17, par 3, 140 meters, 459 feet. This one is flat to start, but then as you can see, that slope just keeps picking up, and as you get to the basket, it is super steep. So you're going to see these guys go huge forehand out to the left or backhand fairway driver with just the slightest flip, and it's just such a beautiful shot to watch if you can get that thing to fade at the perfect moment. We know he's got a big forehand.
Oh, this is looking incredible. Come on. No. He stays in bounds, but that
was going to go past the basket.
This guy's an animal. He's an Estonian predator. Who feasts on birds. This guy feasts on beasts because he is the beast, going beast mode at the beast. As UC Maresma would say, beast mode activated.
Rick, sort of conservative. I'm a little surprised that he didn't, go full foot down on the gas pedal a little bit more there, because he's got to be 20 meters.
That's not a putt that anyone wants to run, even in that situation. And trailing by 3, I don't know.
He has to run it.
That's a layup. Oh, no, maybe not.
I think he's going for
that. That was an effort.
There's no way he can count on pulling back 3 on the final hole.
And Eagle has conceded.
I think this layup might seal it. You never know. 18 is one heck of a hole, but man,
no, that's.
I don't think McBeth is crazy enough to to give away 3 shots.
Oh, Albert for the solo. Second place.
Important putt.
And Rick, yeah. Actually, if Rick had missed that, that would have been solo second place for Albert.
In my mind now, it just comes down to McBeth. Can he put the drive in bounds? Hole 18, par 4, 211 meters, 692 feet. You see the OB everywhere. Paul has been going with that fairway driver speed, flat to hyzer finish, going for that fattest part of the fairway, and I expect him to do that again. The other guys, I don't know that there's that much incentive to really go crazy and try to throw really far. It really inbounds is paramount. They all have plenty of power, so I don't think they're going to deviate from their normal game plan too much.
I don't think there's a better hole in the sport to set the stage for this environment.
Yeah, and just look at the way the fans all fit in here like this. It's perfect.
I love this play from Albert.
Just stops before the OB.
Instead of going for a big shot, which risks out of bounds, he plays to a spot that he knows he can get up and down from, putting himself in position to potentially make that solo second place.
And there it is. Wide. Does it have distance? It probably does. No trees. Wow. And look at these discs just flying above what is perhaps the biggest gallery in disc golf history.
Yeah, once again, 3,500 people. It's hard to get a sense for how many people are actually out here because
Eagle does go big.
It's so spread out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And just
kind of ended up back in the same spot anyway, but he did put a little turn on it. Albert. Second place on the line.
Oh, this is tight.
Oh, you don't want to hear that noise.
Yeah.
Yikes. Somebody might have a hurting leg. I don't know. That looked like it was coming in pretty fast. Hopefully they were able to get out of the way. And Ricky... What?
And Ricky out of bounds. So second place contenders have both thrown out of bounds. This gives Paul an opportunity to just throw one for the fans. And look at that.
This is a shank.
He's aiming for the scoreboard.
He's not aiming for the scoreboard.
He's aiming for the scoreboard. He's trying to send a statement.
If he told you that, he was lying. He's aiming for the basket.
He's aiming for the scoreboard. He's sending a statement. Eagle and
What kind of statement is that? Like, look how out of bounds I could throw? Wow, perfect shot.
And
yeah, I mean, it doesn't really add any drama, honestly. McBeth's lead is so big, and his chief rivals have already gone out of bounds.
Well, look at this, though. Now, Eagle McMahon is he's going to take second place.
Yeah. I can't believe that both of these guys went out. And just a layup.
And both of these players had an opportunity to get solo second, and they're both going to drop down to a tie for third. McBeth is just going to have exactly what you want in this hole, a tap-in for the 5th consecutive defended title, or 4th defended title.
And Eagle, I mean, that's thousands of dollars there, executing that in that moment and when those two guys went out of bounds.
Yeah, and then you're not thinking about thousands of dollars going into this shot. No. But, man, that's kind of the bittersweet memory of this shot after the round's over. You're looking at the payout.
Like, wait a minute.
You're like, wow.
Here it is. Wow, congratulations. Beast mode. I mean, what a comeback. I can hardly believe how quick that flipped. I can't say I counted him out, but I certainly didn't think he'd be having a comfortable walk into the finish over the final 4 holes. What a performance. Handshakes all around. These guys were great competitors. Special moment there with his wife, Hannah. Incredible win.
There's this caddy, Eunice. He's always caddied for him out here.
There you see the final results. Look at Big. 5th place. And almost came up on these guys. Nice playing.
Thank you so much.
Paul with the win. It ended up being a 2-shot margin. Top 10. Bunch of names you recognize. Couple Finns in there as well.
10 under par performance to come from a 5-shot deficit and win by 2 overall. What are you feeling after a performance like that today?
It was a lot of fun. I mean, playing was fun, but a little mad, and I know I talked to you a little bit about that, but it was a good fire for the day.
Well, let's go back to that. You walked up to me earlier. You said that you'd read an article that called this a 2-horse race between Eagle and Ricky.
I was actually mad after my round yesterday as well. Very frustrated with how I played. So having more fuel to the fire, is always great for me. So it kind of, when I read that, it made me mad. So I took that into today, and I was able to get the lead pretty early, which I wasn't expecting that. So I had to change my mindset of all of a sudden I'm in the driver's seat. I need to perform here at the end and not worry about what they're doing.
Was there when did you have that realization that okay, I'm putting this round together, those guys are struggling, things are going my way? What was the real realization there?
It was really early, actually. Rick and Eagle threw not the greatest tee shots on one, and I followed it up doing almost a similar thing, but I had this really tight putt from about 55 feet, and it was right through this maybe like 3-foot window, 2-foot window, and it just barely chained out. And I was like, if I'm going to be getting that close on putts like this, it's going to be a long day for them. And hole 4 was really where it was, where it really changed, I feel like, in my favor. I threw a great roller, had about a 80-footer, just barely hit the cage, and I knew if I just kept giving myself those kind of opportunities, it was going to be a great day.
Obviously, you have a lot of majors in your career, a lot of European Open wins in your career. Can you start to rank where this one and this performance ends up in the books for you personally?
This is probably the best performance. I mean, being back 5 to Rick and then 4 to Eagle, I mean, those are, the 2 of the top 3 players in the world. So, I mean, it's a great comeback, and it's something I really enjoy doing. Being in that position, I think, just adds a little tick to me that makes me play better. So, yeah, it was a really good one, and this one's hard to win. It's every 2 years, so being able to do that is it's an honor.
You've got the first pro major of the year under your belt. When do you start thinking about the next major, Pro Worlds?
Once I get back to the States, that's my next tournament, will be Worlds. So I'm going to get there early. We're going to stop at Am Worlds, do some cool things there, and then head over to Pro Worlds. So we'll be there. I'll probably be there 2.5 weeks early, just kind of being
Eagle just gave away his whole bag and threw it to a fan.
Wow, the whole bag, huh?
The whole bag.
That seems like a Discmania thing to do. But yeah, I gave away a disc during the round yesterday. That's about as far as I've gone so far.
You showed some heart. You showed some fire today. Is that what Pet the Modi means to you?
Pet the Modi. Yeah, it is. And that's kind of, I actually put up an Instagram post this morning. What kind of says that is, if I quit, I already know the result. And I'm one for the unexpected. So that's kind of what I think a lot of people experience out here.
Incredible interview.
Wow, do me a favor. Next time I have the lead on Paul going to the last round, put out an article that just says McBeth expected to crush Sexton in the final. Don't talk about how I'm going to get him, because I don't want any part of that. Just let him know he's going to win. It's all good. Incredible tournament. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to SpinTV. Thank you to Innova Champion Discs for all the support. I can't wait to be back. Nokia did it again. Signing off. Seksikäs.